it's Tina and I am back, and I am here with another Get Ready With Me video featuring this look here, which is a simple kind of taupey, smoky neutral eye with a pop of color because I love a pop of color. And I'm using the Narcissus Loaded Eyeshadow palette today. I just had to go ahead and play with this palette. So the top of my eye is from this palette, and I really love how these eyeshadows performed compared to their other like pressed eyeshadow palettes. I really like how this performed a lot better. And I also incorporated the pop of color on that lower lash line from the Jean-Michel Basquiat palette from Urban Decay. I think this one is the Beauty with an Edge palette. It's the colorful one. There are only two. There's a neutral one and a colorful one. So I incorporated some of the colorful shades from this palette, and I really love how they performed. I also incorporated some other newer products to my lineup, like a new mascara that people let me know about and wanted to hear my opinion. So you'll see this in action. I used one of the new Dose of Colors highlighter and one of the new blush trios from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and even the lip color is a new thing to my lineup, a new color to my lineup. And I also put the new Tarte Clay Stick foundation to the test as well in this video. So there are a ton of new products that I'm trying out, testing out in this video. So if you want to see them in action and you want to see how I accomplished this look, then stay tuned and I'll talk to you soon.
Hey there guys, so as usual I'm starting off with a cleanly washed face, and I'm going in with my moisturizer first of all. This is the La Roche-Posay Everclear Matte, just to hydrate my skin and prep my skin for makeup. My brows are already filled in. I filled them off camera. I'll leave all the products listed down below. And the next thing I'm going to grab is my Urban Decay Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer in the shade Dark Neutral. And I'm applying that directly under my brows to act as a highlight and to help further define and outline the shape of my brows. And I'm using my Anastasia number 18 concealer brush to help create that sharp outline under my brows, to help clean up the shape and blend the product downwards onto my brow bone area. Then I will grab my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush just to further blend out the excess product. Now I'm going to grab my Nars Soft Matte Concealer. This is in the shade Caramel. And I'm grabbing a little bit of that also on the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush, just to brighten up that inner tear duct area where I have a lot of darkness. For my lid space, I'm going in with a shimmery color from Milk Makeup. This is the shade Hotel Lobby. It's a shimmery light champagne, and I'm applying that just on my lids using my Kat Von D Shade and Light eyeshadow brush. I'm using this product as an eyeshadow base. You can use it as an eyeshadow by itself, but I'm blending it out so it's kind of just a sheer wash of color over my lids. Now I'm starting off with the palette of the day, which is the Narcissus Loaded Eyeshadow palette. And I'm grabbing the shade Windsor and Dover, which are the two neutral matte shades in the top row. And I'm just going to blend them in my crease area as transition shades with my Eddie Funkhouser large crease brush, going back and forth just to build up a little bit of shading in that space. And I'll slowly build up the color on that outer lid area as well. I'm just going around the shimmery shade that we have on the lid just to create a little bit of depth and dimension around that space. Now I'm going back into the palette and I'm grabbing the dark brown, which is Monteo, and the shade Dover again, just mixing them together to create a deeper, darker shade, and it's going to give us more of a cool tone dark brown. And I'm building that up using circular motions on the outer crease area and outer lid. And I'm just going back and forth to blend those colors out. Then I'll go into the orangey shade, which is Castile. It's a beautiful orangey tone, and I'm using that to help warm up that crease area so it's not as cool. Now I'm going back into the dark brown, mixing it in with that peachy matte shade. And again, this is going to create more of a warm tone dark look, and I'm just buffing that in and creating a little bit of depth and dimension and smokiness on that outer lid area. Then I will go back in with that brown shade, that orangey brown, and add it to my outer lid just to make sure that we blend it in with the shimmer on the lid so there's no stark line that separates the shimmer from the matte. It looks a little bit more seamless, and I'll clean off my brush and go around the edges. Now I'm going into the shimmery pewter shade in the palette. This is the shade Splendor, and I'm applying this over the shimmery base that we have down on the lid using a Kat Von D Shade and Light brush. This is the same brush we used to apply the cream eyeshadow. Once I have the base done, I'm going to dampen my brush a little bit just to intensify that pewter shade to make it really shiny. And then I'll go around the edges of that color using a small blending brush. This is my Anastasia number A25 brush, just to make sure that, again, that shimmer blends in with the matte shades that we have in the crease and on the outer V area. Now I'm going into my Cosette eyeshadows, and I'm grabbing the shade Jet and one of the brown shades just to create a little bit of depth. Honestly, I could have done without this step. I could have just used the palettes from the Loaded eyeshadow palette, but I wanted to try this matte black out, and I just wanted to play with my Cosette eyeshadows, and they really build up nicely. I have an upcoming video with full swatches for these shades, but if you want to see swatches, they are now on my Instagram. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight my brow bone area, and I'm using the shade Windsor from the palette, which is again that light beige shade, and I'm applying that on the high points of my brows using my MAC 252 large shader brush and blending it downwards onto the brow bone area, just making sure it blends in with those other shades. Now I'm going into the shimmery white shade from the palette, and I'm popping that on my inner tear duct area using the same Kat Von D Shade and Light brush, and I'm making sure that I blend that color inwards so that it seamlessly marries with the other shimmer shade on the lid. Now I'm going to remove any fallout from under my eyes and also sharpen up the outer crease area with my makeup wipe here. And then I'll go ahead and prep my skin using my Josie Marin Argan Finishing Balm, and I'm applying this all over my skin. This will act as our foundation primer and just help smooth out any of our pores and help our foundation glide on seamlessly. For the foundation, I am actually using this new Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. The shade I use is Tan Deep Honey. This is the first time I'm using this foundation, and I'm just going to apply a few stripes all over my skin. It seems like a pretty good shade match. It's not too warm, not too orange, or too yellow. And I'm going to blend that out using my Marc Jacobs The Face 3 brush, just to buff it in over my skin. And it really buffs out and blends in seamlessly. It's almost like a creamy gel formula. It really blends over the skin nicely without tugging or dragging, as some stick foundations can. And I really like the color match, like I said. However, I found that some of this foundation was trying to settle into some of my lines, especially on my forehead area and in my smile lines. And I find this to be true for a lot of stick foundations, that they tend to cling to dry spots or settle into lines. And you will see up close in my forehead area, I have a little bit of settling. But overall, it does look nice on the skin. It looks almost flawless, almost seamless, like a skin-like finish. And the color match, again, is pretty decent. But I'm going to continue testing this out before I make a final judgment. Now I'm going to go back into that soft matte concealer from Nars and apply a bit of that under my eyes. And I'm just using a pointed synthetic brush to get right up under that lower lash line area and up against the crease line, to make a sharp outline and blend it in up against my lash line. Then I'll go in with a dampened sponge and just further blend that out. This is the L'Oreal Contour Blender. No, this is the Concealer Blender. It's a little bit pointed, and I'm using that under my eyes, and then I'll go in with a dampened Beauty Blender just to blend the foundation and the concealer all together seamlessly. Now I'm going in with this new mascara from L'Oreal. It's the Lash Paradise Mascara. It is meant to be a dupe of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. As you can see, the wand has a similar shape. It's not as shapely as the Better Than Sex, which has a full-on hourglass shape, but it has a similar shaped one and similar bristles. It has the more nylon bristles, which I really like. And it's a nice formula, but it doesn't give me the fullness and the richness that my Too Faced Better Than Sex does. It does give a nice fullness to my lashes though, so I'd probably wear it for every day, like when I'm wearing very light makeup. But if I really wanted full voluminous lashes, this would not be my go-to. And it looks nice with a couple of coats, but with my Too Faced, I would only need one coat to get this same result. So not a bad mascara, but I don't think it compares to the Too Faced better than Sex. Now I'm going in with this Murad Cushion Blotting product, which I have been enjoying. It's a liquid blotter, so you literally pick it up on your little sponge and tap it over the areas where you need a little bit more blotting, a little bit of mattifying. You press it in over your skin. You can use it over makeup or under makeup, and it works really well. Now I'm going to set my foundation in place. I'm using my Urban Decay Ultra Definition Powder Foundation in the shade Medium Dark Golden, and I'm pouncing this over my skin using my Tarte Powder Player Brush just to set everything in place. And like I said, you can use that Murad product under or over makeup, so it really sets everything and mattifies your T-zone areas, so I've been enjoying that. Now I'm going to do a little bit more color on my lower lash line. I'm grabbing the Jean Michel Basquiat palette from Urban Decay, and I'm grabbing the shades Boom, which is a bright blue shade, and the shade Untitled, which is a deep navy, to apply that to my lower lash line. And I'm just using the brush from the palette for this, and I'm going right up against my lower lash line area first with the dark navy blue Untitled, and really smoking out that lower lash line area. Then I will go in with the shade Boom, which is more of that dark teal blue shade, and applying that to the center of the lower lash line. Then I'll go in with the bright shimmery green, which is Exu, and just apply that to the inner tear duct area with the other side of the brush. And I'm just trying to blend those three shades together to get a nice seamless finish. And this is a really beautiful way to use a pop of color on the lower lash line. Now I'm going in with my lower lash mascara. This is my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Mascara, and I'm just applying that to the lower lashes to make sure they stand out against that bold color on the lower lash line area. Then I'll go in with my lower waterline liner. This is a black eyeliner from Pretty Vulgar that I'm testing out. Any black eyeliner will do, but I want to make sure that I create a smoky lower waterline against those bright, bold colors. For my lashes, I'm using the Ardell Studio Effects Demi Wispies. These are the double up lashes, so they add a little bit more volume to the regular Demi Wispies. And I'm just popping those on my upper lash line area to give a little bit more va-va-voom to those lashes that didn't really quite pop with the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. Once I have the lashes in place, I'll go in with my Shu Uemura S Curler, just pinch my natural lashes with the false eyelashes so they blend seamlessly together and there's no separation. Moving on to my face, I'm going to grab my Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio in Cocktail Party, and I'm grabbing the deeper bronzy shade, and I'm going to apply this as a little bit of a contour bronzer. It's kind of that nudie shade that is in between a bronzer and a contour, so I'm just applying that to the hollows of my cheeks. Then I'll go into the blush shade, which is a peachy pink, and I'm just gonna pop that on my cheeks using my Nars blush brush, and I'm just blending that in. This color is really pretty, but it fades quickly. I found with these powders that they fade from your skin very quickly. For my highlight, I'm going in with my Dose of Colors highlight in the shade Melonade. This is a beautiful peachy pink shade, and I'm going in with another one of my Nars brushes. This is a really soft brush that's really perfect for highlight actually. And I'm just blending that color in on the tops of my cheeks. And again, it's a really subtle but beautiful highlight shade on my skin tone. For my lips, I'm going in with a nude shade from Dose of Colors again. This is the shade Knock on Wood. It's one of their liquid lipsticks. And it's a very light, a very pale nude shade with kind of a warm caramelly undertone to it. It's definitely a beautiful nude shade, but it does need some work on my darker skin tone. Over that, I'm going in with my Nars Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Stripped, which is just a light nude again. Yeah, I definitely need a lip liner with this, so I am going to grab my MAC Chestnut Lip Liner, which is just a dark brown. And I'm going to go around the edges of this lip color to pull it all together and make this nude blend in a little better with my skin tone. Because as you can see, it kind of washes me out a bit. But I do love the colors, just I need to work with it a little bit more for it to look a little bit more seamless on my skin.
Alright guys, so here you have it. This is the final look. And I really love how it came out. I really love the neutral eye with a pop of color. I always add a pop of color when I do a neutral eye. I just think it just brings everything together and brings a little interest. It's not just, oh, there's a neutral eye, you know, it's just another plain old look. No, you add a little bit of interest with the color on the lower lash line. And I really love this blue and green from the Urban Decay palette. Oh, so good. And I also, surprisingly, I ended up liking the lip. It's a very pale nude lip, all right? Just, it's very pale, and I did have to add a liner for it to really look not so sick, but I actually really like it. It's like a lighter weight color. It's not too heavy. It's not too overdone, and I really love how that turned out. And the highlighter is very subtle, like you can't even see it, and it like blended in beautifully, almost seamlessly with my skin. Like you can't tell that it's a powder. It almost feels like a cream. So I really love that as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Get Ready With Me video. Enjoyed seeing some of these newer products at work. And of course, as usual, I will go ahead and leave a full list of the products used down below in the description box, along with links on where you can pick them up. And those links more than likely are affiliate links, because I can generate affiliate links for probably every product that I used in this video. And what an affiliate link means is that I receive a sales commission if you make a purchase through that link. If you're not comfortable with that, I completely understand. Go ahead and shop the way you normally shop. Just search for the product on probably your Sephora or Ulta website, or pick them up in store. But if you do use my links, thank you so much for the support, because it does help me to put back into the channel, and I truly appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. I will also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter page, and in case you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with future videos from me. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye guys.